everybody. This is Austin and Johnny from YinzersView talking everything happening in Indian sports today. A lot of stuff going around the NFL both yesterday and today, getting pretty spicy up in here, if I do say so. Pretty much today we're just going to be talking about most of the big transactions that have been aspiring around the NFL, starting with the biggest one, in my opinion, the trade between the Texans and the Cardinals, which is absolutely ridiculous, and the Cards won that trade by a mile, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. They won by a mile. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, trading arguably the best receiver in the league and a fourth-round pick for a second-round pick, David Johnson, who we don't know if he'll be the old David Johnson or the injured David Johnson, and his $13 million per year contract. Bill O'Brien should be fired on the spot.
Yeah, they traded probably, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the NFL. If not, like, he's top three, like, no debate in my brain. And David Johnson is like no debate in my brain, not even a top 10 running back anymore. So,
but to make up for it, Texans did sign Randall Cobb to a 3-year, $29 million contract when all he wanted was 2 years for $13 million. So there's some like freaking scientists over there that are making these moves.
Yeah, you got to replace him with what, a 29-year-old slot receiver. That's a steal on wheels.
I mean, if Will Fuller can stay healthy for him all year, they're not going to be too bad because they did get Kenny Stills from Miami. But
they have Kiki QT too.
Yeah, but they none of them combined can still replace D-Hop. I mean, he's one of a kind.
Yeah.
So,
they're ridiculous for doing that.
Yeah,
they got ravaged.
Pretty much. They did also sign a cornerback, or re-signed Vernon Hargreaves to another year. He really sucked with Tampa Bay, kind of went to a 1-year deal for Houston, played a lot better than he did in Tampa, so maybe that's like a better fit for him. I'm not sure what's going on there, but they have him for another year, and I'm pretty sure that's all the signing that they've done so far.
Yeah. I mean, they're the losers of free agency so far and just the offseason in general. I don't think anyone will debate that. Like, there's something.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about them. Bill O'Brien is like, I would say this is his make or break year, making all those moves. If he doesn't do well, fire him because that was terrible. Anyways, so the Titans, they traded, or was Tannehill a free agent, or did they trade him? Not Tannehill, Mariota.
Mariota? He just left.
He just left.
They
so he was a
didn't
free agent.
re-sign him.
Yeah, so they parted ways with Tannehill. Wow. Okay, I'm going to stop saying that. They parted ways with Mariota, and made Tannehill their guy for the next few years, signing him to a $91 million contract, which is huge for him. Props to him.
Yep, happy for Tannehill.
Yep. It all just depends on if he can still be the Titans Tannehill and not the Dolphins Tannehill. So we'll see what happens next year.
I believe he will be.
Yeah.
There's a reason they wanted to get him signed before they would sign Derrick Henry, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So they just tagged him for the year.
In my opinion, they can only go up from here if they boost up their line even more, regardless of free agents or the draft. They're only going to go up from there. So yeah, so things are looking up in Tennessee. Let's see, the next one, I'm going to go over the Falcons. They let Austin Hooper walk. He's going to become the most expensive tight end in NFL history, playing for the Cleveland Browns now. So who knows how that's going to go for him. I'm probably going to drop him on fantasy if you want to pick him up later.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do significantly better than David Njoku, if I'm being completely honest. I think one had Baker Mayfield throwing to him and one had Matt Ryan, so we'll see how it goes, but I don't think Austin Hooper is going to be like worth the money whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, the Browns also did sign Case Keenum to a $3-year deal, so if things don't look good with Baker, who knows what'll happen there.
He was the Vikings hero 1 year.
He was 1 year, yeah.
Was that the year of the Minneapolis Miracle? I think so.
I'm like 90% positive, yeah. He's doing like shit on the Saints.
It's possible. I can't think of who else it would have been, but either way, Case Keenum did have a really good year that year.
Absolutely. So maybe come in to like compete for a starting job with Baker, or maybe he'll just sit on the bench and they'll just roll with Baker again and have another losing season. Who knows?
He's been a lifelong backup. He'll continue to be a backup, I'm sure.
Most likely.
Yep.
And then also with the Falcons, they used their second round pick to trade for Hayden Hurst from the Ravens, which is a solid
I like
trade.
that.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst, no complaints about him. He's no Austin Hooper, but he'll still be very, very good in that system, especially for a guy that loves the third tight end. So good for him.
Yeah, I think Hayden Hurst will do pretty well. I don't think he'll do Austin Hooper last year well, but I think he could do just as good as Austin Hooper's been throughout his time at Atlanta. He'll be comparable.
Yeah. Man, I'm happy for him. He was in a system where he's mainly blocking because he has two running backs instead of a quarterback and a running back. So I'm sure he's happy about that too.
Yep, that's a fact.
Yep. The Colts, a lot of big things happening with them these past 2 days. First
off, I think they're one of the bigger winners of the offseason so far.
Absolutely. They beefed up their offense and their defense, and it only cost them a first-round pick. Using that first-round pick to get DeForest Buckner and signing him to a multi-year deal, making him the second highest-paid defensive tackle. But he's worth every penny of that, in my opinion. And that defense just got way better, and their offense just got way better as well. I don't know if it's been released yet, but there was rumors from a source on Twitter that them and Rivers are finalizing a deal right now.
Yeah, I saw that all over. He's essentially on the team. It's just not super official yet. NFL doesn't have a picture of him wearing the jersey yet, but
pretty much. Yes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm happy for Rivers. What were you saying?
Rivers on Indianapolis, I think, is going to be freaking awesome for both the team and Rivers. I'm excited for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. He's in a much better situation now than what he was in at the Chargers. Much better line. I want to say their wide receiver situation is either similar or a little bit better in Indy. I don't know. You can compare T.Y. to Keenan Allen, but I don't know. But running game, pretty much the same as well.
Yeah, they have a similar backfield, I think. With a pure runner and then a runner that can catch kind of, but also just a pure receiving back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Marlon Mack, good running back, and then I can't even say the other guy's name, Nyheim Hines, I think it is.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. So yeah, things are looking up in Indy. With everything going on in that division, I would probably say that they're going to take that division this year, unless anything happens injury-wise or Phillip Rivers decides to not be Phillip Rivers. But who knows? That one's going to be an interesting division this year.
That division's always kind of interesting, but yeah, even more so now. With Rivers, I think that they actually legit have a Super Bowl chance, almost immediately. Because I don't think Rivers, prior to last season, I don't think he was significantly worse than Andrew Luck, and that's not a bash at all. Because Luck was one of the best quarterbacks, so I think Phillip Rivers is still definitely better tier, and I think him being there gives that whole team a chance, especially because he has a way better line now. So it should be interesting.
It'll be fun watching Quentin Nelson yell at people while blocking for Phillip Rivers this year. I'm a fan.
And Phillip Rivers gets rowdy too. So honestly, I like the Colts a lot. I think they legit do have a chance just by getting Rivers alone.
Yeah, absolutely, and their defense, that's also being buffed as well. I mean, I can't remember that middle linebacker they got in the draft 2 years ago.
Darius Leonard.
Yeah, he's only getting better with the more experience he gets, and with DeForest Buckner now being there, man, they're a scary team.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty good.
Absolutely. So the next team I would like to go over, we can go back to the Browns, saying that they got Austin Hooper. They also beefed up their line, getting Jack Conklin on a 3-year deal, and like I said, they got Case Keenum, so another good guard on that team. Only going to make their offense a little bit better. Still, they are the Browns, off-season champions, regular season losers. Who knows what will happen there this year?
Yeah, Cleveland will be Cleveland at the end of the day. I don't even care what they do anymore.
Absolutely. Um, let's see. All right, so you can go over the Panthers if you want.
Yeah, Panthers did a lot.
They did do a lot. So they did lose Greg Olson, but he's in Seattle, so that's a very good spot for him to go to. They are forcing Cam Newton to look into trading or trade options because they did sign Teddy Bridgewater to, I want to say, a 3-year deal for $60 million. So he's now starting quarterback, which I'm happy for him. Love Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to fit in well there. That offensive coordinator, I believe, was his offensive coordinator for either the Vikings or whoever he played for in college. So he's going to mesh in there very well.
Yeah, I don't blame them for pushing out Cam Newton because I think they'll get decent stuff in return for him too, and I think they'll be fine with Bridgewater. Like they're just not good. They're not a good enough team to do anything anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, no, they're still rebuilding, especially with that new coach. But yeah, so with Cam Newton, the Bears are currently shopping for quarterbacks. I'm assuming he's going to be another one on that list. As of last night, they're shopping for both Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. So if I were the Bears, I'd throw as much as I can at Cam Newton, rather than the other two.
Yeah, they're not going to get Nick Foles. I don't think the Jaguars want to get rid of him unless they give him something ridiculous, which they're not going to want to for Nick Foles.
Honestly, they're paying. Sorry.
They're probably going to take Cam Newton, I would assume. I think that Chicago has 2 second-round picks this draft, and they could easily part with that and some other picks that they got going on or something and just bring them in because Carolina already wants to get rid of them, so they'll probably take something of that area.
Yeah, absolutely. If they end up not getting Cam Newton, where would you like to see Cam Newton go?
If he didn't go to Chicago?
Patriots are now open for quarterback.
I would not like to see him on the Patriots.
I would not like to either, but that'd be pretty interesting if I'm being honest.
Maybe the Chargers, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if I'm betting, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to Chicago. It just makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that the Dolphins were shopping around quarterbacks as well, even though they're going to pick Tua with their pick, or at least everybody's saying they're going to pick Tua. If they do pick Tua, him and Newton are very similar in the way that they play, so maybe they bring him in and have him be like a 1-year mentor for him. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd be kind of surprised if the Dolphins bring in a quarterback there, just because they already have Fitzmagic, and I think he's very good for what they have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he won them games they shouldn't have won.
Yeah. Speaking of the Dolphins, they just threw a whole lot of money at Byron Jones, making him the highest paid corner in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think Byron Jones is that good. He's good, but he isn't that good.
He's no.
But I mean, they have the money, so whatever. Yeah, they have the money, so I guess they got to throw it at something.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a good secondary. They still have I can't think of his name. His name is Xavier
Howard.
Yeah, Xavier Howard. They still have him, he's always been solid. And with Byron Jones, their secondary is still really good. Still not as good as when they had Minka, although they didn't utilize Minka correctly, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, they had him playing like 60 different positions.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. So, played everywhere but like defensive.
I think they had him in at linebacker at one point. Yeah.
Let's see, and then so Tom Brady's honestly pissing me off a little bit. So he announced today he's not going back to the Patriots. He has been in talk with about 5 teams, but he's leaving every single team in the dark, not letting them know their position on like their ranking of where he is. So pretty much he's not going to tell anybody or the team where he's going until he's made his decision. So who knows when that'll be.
Sounds like something Tom Brady would do.
Yeah. Making this whole thing a diva situation, but but with the Patriots now needing a quarterback, do you think that they're going to sign one in free agency or try to draft one?
I think they're going to draft one, and I think they're going to pursue free agent, and they're also going to draft one. I would assume, with my prediction, I think that they will actually get Andy Dalton, and they'll get him cheap. And then I have them drafting Jordan Love.
Yeah, I could definitely see them
So
picking Andy Dalton.
that's the two quarterbacks I could see them rolling with.
Yeah, I could see them getting Andy Dalton. It'd be a much better situation than what he was in Cincy all of his career. So he would probably, I wouldn't say be like a top 15 quarterback, but definitely nowhere. I don't know. It's a weird situation with him. I can't decide if he's a good quarterback or not, just because he's had such an up and down career. But yeah, I would like to see if they do draft a quarterback, maybe Justin Herbert heading over there.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert isn't going to get past the Chargers to get to the Patriots, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. The Chargers, they are much higher and they need a quarterback as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, and then the Steelers, they made some moves as well. So longtime guard, undrafted free agent from like 10 years ago, Ramon Foster, retired. So pretty upset about that, but definitely understand. He definitely served his time.
Mm-hmm.
Was absolutely incredible with the Steelers. Want to thank him for everything he's done. They did use their franchise tag on Bud Dupree, so happy about that. He'll be back, and I'm sure after next year they'll sign him to a long-term deal, especially if he plays this year like he did last year. Let's see. They are bringing back Vance McDonald. They restructured his deal, so he'll be back for at least another year. And then,
that's cool that they're bringing him back. I think it's a good idea to have it to where like you either show up this year or like now you're gone. You know what I mean? They're giving him another year, and because Vance has shown flashes of being awesome and times of being bad, just like the entire Steelers offense as of late. So
yeah, absolutely. It all just depends. Yeah, it all just depends on if he can control his hands. He is known for dropping, but if he can get that under control, especially with Big Ben coming back, no reason he shouldn't be good.
Agreed.
The Steelers did lose a big key in their defense. I know he didn't play like as many snaps as the regular starters, but Javon Hargrave, he's now a Philadelphia Eagle, and he is now making about $39 million, I want to say, over 3 years. So props to him.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, if we had to lose anything, I'm glad it was a defensive tackle and not somewhere else. So,
yeah, absolutely. And two others, I think, that the Steelers lost are dropped. Mark Barron, can't be more thrilled about that. Can't stand the guy.
Yeah, screw him.
Let's see. Yeah, Johnny, what was his name?
Johnny Holton. Yeah,
Johnny Holton.
He's just fast. I mean, he won't be
fast. Yeah, maybe be a punt returner for somebody if they desperately need one. And then the last one was Anthony Chickillo. Really good special team guy, but that's pretty much all he brings to the table. Never going to start, never going to share any time. Just special teams.
Yep.
Let's see. And then that's pretty much about it, other than Dak Prescott getting the tag from the Cowboys instead of him wishing he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL because he's delusional.
Yeah, that, and they signed Amari Cooper to that $100 million deal.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, he turned down a 5-year, $120 million deal from the Redskins to take the 5-year, $100 million deal from the Cowboys.
I would too.
Yeah, I would too.
Because that's already plenty of money, and with the Cowboys, you actually have a chance at winning.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have the one guy. They now do have Mike McCarthy, so maybe their chances are a lot higher this year than they were in the previous years. Who knows?
But if you look at the stats between when Amari Cooper was healthy on the Cowboys and when he wasn't, like, their stats of, like, everything just go dramatically up. Like, Amari Cooper was the person to sign, in my opinion. Like, I think the Cowboys did it right. Like, they did it the best way possible. If they would have paid Dak and franchise tag Cooper, I feel like they would have been wrong there. I think getting Cooper locked down and worrying about Dak later is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Dak does not deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Nope. Yes, he's good, but he's not that good.
Correct.
But I think we pretty much hit on.
He plays against some terrible defenses.
Oh yeah, without
which doubt. Really pads his stats because everybody's like, oh, he was the highest in passing yards or whatever he did. And it's like, well, when you play the Giants, Redskins, and the Eagles banged up secondary last year, like that's gonna pad your stats. So
Absolutely.
like
Be nice
that's
to
aren't
see.
everything. Dak just isn't close to the best. He's
Yeah,
good, but he's not the best.
yeah. He's a guy that'll get you like the wins to get to a playoff, but that's about it. Not
Yep.
really going to go much further than that, unless he like
He
has.
seems like a good game manager. Like he has a good line. He has Zeke, and like he can get you. Like he's not gonna hurt you, but he's not gonna be like insane either. Like he's not gonna fat carry you like Pat Mahomes or something.
Mhm,
So yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the like big stuff that has happened so far. Was there really anything else you wanted to go over today?
We could. I have a couple teams that I think were like the biggest winners that I could talk over, if you're
Yeah,
cool with that.
absolutely. Go for it.
So I think the biggest winner, Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, I don't think many people will debate that for getting DeAndre Hopkins for like nothing. Essentially, I think they traded like a second round pick, but they got in a fourth, but they get like a fourth back this year or something. So they got him for nothing. They washed up running back in a second, essentially. And I think the Colts, if they do get Rivers, which I'm pretty sure that's almost like that's like a 99% thing at this point. So assuming that they have Rivers, getting him and Buckner, like that's just awesome. If the Colts win the Super Bowl, I'd actually be very happy. I like the Colts a lot. I think that with Andrew Luck leaving when he did, just like totally shafted them. Like they were so excited. Like I had them going for the Super Bowl in the AFC, and then Andrew Luck's like bye. So I think that having Rivers, if Rivers plays like he did even just 2 years ago, they're going to be very hard to stop, even for the Chiefs. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I think they're one of the higher winners. I think the Cowboys, like we said, with keeping Cooper long term and having Dak around for another year to see if he can repeat last year's performance before like just completely destroying their cap space for the foreseeable future with them. So I think the Cowboys were very good with how they handled everything. And then Tennessee Titans for the same reasons, really. They got who I would have thought was more important to lock down, and then keeping someone else for another year with Derrick Henry. And then even though I hate to say it, Baltimore Ravens for getting Calais Campbell for literally nothing. They got him for like what, a 5th round pick. So
yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. They have one of the most beefiest defensive lines. Like I'm talking big. Everybody weighs like 320 and up on that defense.
Can't wait for Ben to get sacked once and die. So that's great.
Yeah.
And then I just have 2 more teams that I think have like they're winners for sure. I think the Buffalo Bills. They got Diggs. It wasn't the greatest deal of all time or anything.
Yeah, we forgot to go over that.
Yeah. He's not. They didn't get him for like a total steal like DeAndre. They paid more for him than DeAndre Hopkins by a mile. But I think it was a pretty fair deal. Like I think it was like a 1st round and something. Yeah. But whatever it is, like just a bunch of different little picks. But if John Brown shows up like he did last year with and Diggs transfers over well with the Bills and Josh Allen has those 2 awesome weapons with how well their defense is, they're instantly. Their window's open for the Super Bowl, in my opinion. So I think that it was a good deal. They didn't steal them or nothing, so like they're not the best winner, but getting Diggs in there is going to help a lot, I think, even though he's like a drama queen. And then my very last team is the Vikings. They got Cousins to stick around for a couple more years. I think they just extended him. I don't think he's a free agent or nothing, was he? They just
extended another 2 years.
Yeah, which is awesome because I think Kirk Cousins gets so much unnecessary hate. Like people hate him just to hate him. I think Kirk Cousins was always good when he played for the Redskins and just literally carried the team when his number 1 target was
Pierre Garçon.
Terrell Pryor. Like, come on. So like, yeah, Kirk Cousins is for real. I think he's pretty good. I think he showed that he can win the big games. Like he put that to bed over playoffs. Who did they beat? They beat someone.
I think it was the Saints again.
Yeah, it was the Saints again. Yeah, like they beat Drew Brees. Like Kirk Cousins beat Drew Brees, which don't get me wrong, the Saints get screwed by the refs so hard every year, but still, that was one of the more fair times that the Saints have lost in the playoffs. So I think Kirk Cousins is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. If like he needs help though. Like he's not gonna like I said, like Pat Mahomes just fat carry, but like I would put Kirk Cousins ahead of Dak Prescott. No meme. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have another first-round pick this year, so they can definitely get another with this stacked receiver class. They can replace Diggs without a problem at all, and then they can use that other pick for whatever kind of need they have.
Yeah, so like what, and they franchise tag Anthony Harris, which is huge. I think he's one of the better safeties. And yeah, like you just said that they lost Diggs, but I mean he was super toxic anyway, and they still have Thielen, who is a number one without Diggs, taking some of the attention away. But I think it's the other. I'm worried the other way around. Can Diggs be good without Thielen? Yeah. So, like, is John Brown going to be dangerous enough again to where like he's going to do good? You know what I mean? So I think Thielen's going to be fine. Diggs a little questionable.
Yeah, but gotta love everything happening in the Bills. And another thing that the Vikings did to make them a little bit of a winner today, I believe they are currently in talks with extending Dalvin Cook to another 2 or 3 years. So that's very good for them. Yeah, if he can continue to stay healthy, he's like I want to say like a top 8 back in the league, no doubt. So,
if he stays healthy, he's a top 3 in my opinion. If he 100% doesn't get hurt at all, top 3.
Yeah, so things are looking good for both of those teams. But yeah, with the whole Diggs situation, I don't know if I would have spent a first on him. He is very good, don't get me wrong, but with this stacked of a wide receiver class, you could definitely have saved a lot more money and possibly dug into some other needs that you needed in this offseason.
Yeah, but I mean, they're getting someone who's going to be good now, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I don't hate the trade.
Yeah, not saying that other team just come out and instantly be good, because I mean that just happened with Debo and what's his name for the Seahawks?
The Seahawks. Oh, DK Metcalf, yeah.
Yeah, DK Metcalf, like how they played big, even in playoffs, but they're taking someone who's going to be instantly good to slap in there with John Brown. I think that it was a good move. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good trade on both sides. If I had to pick which side to be on, I would have rather been on the Viking side, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, things are looking up for Josh Allen. It'll be interesting to see how he can possibly improve even more this year, especially with the weapon that they did get him, and maybe even adding another one in the draft. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on, stuff continually to happen. So very interesting stuff in the NFL when it's a lull in sports now. So a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, this is one of the more intense off seasons of recent memory. Like it's just like it's so to keep up with. I'm sure we missed some things, but we got the bulk of it.
Yeah, well, it was a good episode again. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Always don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Have a good one.
See ya.